Hi y'all, it's Caroline, and today we're going to make an explosion box made with only Anna Griffin products. You know I love Anna. Anna have so much from HSN, and I pulled out a lot of her paper, embellishments, even the new stuff that was just released from the last craft day. And we're going to put a extra large, a large, and a small box together. And I've already cut the paper down to size, at least this 10 by 10 that I'm working on. And then I'll do a small, and then the 12 by 12 is the extra large, which of course is perfect. And this is all her, heavyweight cardstock, which is pretty perfect for this kind of project. Now the explosion board gives you the exact measurements, and it's just a matter of lining up the size you want and using the scoring tool that comes with the board, and then rotating your paper completely around. Now the scoring tool makes a pretty good indentation, so there's really no mistake as to where you're going to be folding. Now because I'm going to put a heart in the corners with the template that's included, that's why I'm making that diagonal right there and making the points touch of the score lines. And you'll see how that works out as we move along here. I think part of making one of these box sets is planning ahead, because you really want to know what you're going to layer and have your glue or adhesive tape ready to go, and it just comes together easier. Now this is the large lid for the outside of the box. I'm using some of her shimmer paper, and this green is part of her new collection. I'm very excited about it. But anyway, I'm just double checking the measurement of the card size, and then the scoring goes pretty quick because it's the same line for every lid. No matter what size of box you're making, the lids will basically all be the same score line. Okay, I'm going to move on to the other piece of paper, the outside box, not this one. That's the middle one. Here we go. And I'm going to trace this extra large heart in the corner. And all these size hearts come, like I said, with the explosion board. But after this one, I put those hearts on a big safety pin and attached them to my board. It was just easier than dealing with that little ring. And on the side there, I put the size of papers that I'm using, even though the instructions are there for you. And basically you just make a heart in every corner, lining it up to your score lines, using that middle for the center of your heart. And then you can erase all those pencil marks later if you don't get your cutting exactly right, but it follows pretty easy. It's kind of a matter of fussy cutting those hearts out right at the top. But I am going to spare y'all the pain of watching me fussy cut these hearts out. I think this paperweight is perfect for these boxes. You do always want to use a heavyweight paper or cardstock, and it just seems like it adds more to the overall quality of this explosion box. Okay, first I'm going to fold in all the sides of the boxes, the side of the box, sides, what am I saying? You know what I mean. Okay, now I'm just going to cut out the hearts. Okay, moving on. I think this is the best part. You push in the center of that corner, which creates the heart folds. And it is beautiful. And it creates the box. Super simple. Look at that. Okay, here I'm working on the lid. And I use some strong liquid adhesive to do this because I have some strong paper tape and it did not work. And I think this lid was glitter. Otherwise, I use, paper tape all the time, as you will see in this video. But here I'm using some Nuvo adhesive, which I love, and some clamps. And I'll be checking on these clamps, periodically, just to make sure those corners are in line. Pretty much all I did was trim, you can see me just split it up the middle and trim a little triangle off, which gives me a less bulky corner. Then I'll just glue those little triangles underneath the side. Okay, what we're going to do now is create pockets for the middle box. And I'm lining up the score line ends to cut off a triangle that will flap over and create a pocket. But I'm using the explosion board, the scoreboard, to find my points that I'll be cutting off. It's just easier because you can just cut right along the score line. I'm also using my, they're Tonic Studios, Tim Holtz. It's those really long scissors that cut everything, but you do have to keep that screw tightened down. But they seem to really help for this project. Now this one I'm cutting away one whole square because you don't need it. I'm only creating one flap pocket on that side. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. You comment, let me know what you like about it, what you don't like. It's okay. I don't mind because I'm learning as I go. So you're basically cutting into the score lines to create the back of that pocket and then the flaps that flap over each other. Here you go. And then this is just the one flap. And to create some more interest, I will be adding some gold cardstock to the front of those flaps, so that triangle that I just cut off will be like a template. So I'm digging in my punch drawer. Okay, that's not it. I'm gonna get another one. I have a corner rounder here, and just to add a little more detail, I'm just trimming off the edges, or giving them a little rounded corner. It just makes it look nicer, and it has that swirl in the cardstock, and so I think it just goes together really well with the rounded corners, where I can do that. And I do that quite a bit throughout this box. That is a gold scripted print on that light side, and I think it really adds a lot of detail to this cardstock to have the reverse showing like that in just small amounts. That's where I'm going to add the gold. And so that's what I've done. And now I'm going to add some coordinating cardstock, which I have used the corner rounder, and just place it on different panels. I'm not too much on the matchy. I think all of her cardstock blends in one way or another, and I'm not too picky about having it all one color. I really like the variation of how the different textures on the different prints of the cardstock go together. So I'm using my super strong adhesive, the tape that I got from the Dollar Tree. It comes 3 in a pack, all for $1, and it is so strong. And I've added some of her florals, and I've cut down one of her trims of the edge dies that I had made several of. Okay, remember these? These are those, it was Christmas and everyday notes that came with dies. I've had these many years, but every once in a while I find the perfect use for them. And I'm tucking a couple in these pockets and letting them stick out so that whoever receives this box knows, sees the handwritten note on it already. And I've really kind of spared y'all the 30 minutes or so, the time it took me to figure out all the embellishments that I placed on this box. I cut one of her long 12-inch border strips for those flowers, and then this die, this purple lavender die, is out of her new cardstock, the shimmery cardstock, and this die is from one of her Charm School boxes. Just a minute, let me get that. Salon Nouveau die. I just got up and checked that. So I've just used some tacky glue and didn't take any time at all to put that down there. So the next step, because we really are almost finished, is just to pull it all together. And the last thing I'm going to do is add some embellishments to this small box. First, I need to cut out those corner hearts, and I've added some more of that edge trim and some of her new hydrangeas will complete this box and lid. And they are so cute. One of my favorite flowers. And that's also one of the new bows. It's kind of a coral, pinkish color. Just beautiful. Okay, so let's put this all together. This is one of her Dresden dies from, well, one of her Dresden cutouts from many years ago. I think it was birds and butterflies. And I've attached some tape to the bottom of the big box. I use a pottery tool to pull off the top of that tape. Just something I'm used to. Just giving it a press. So these explosion boxes have been around for a long time because I looked on YouTube and everybody was hand making them with rulers and, you know, rulers and an X-Acto knife basically. And so I guess I was just late to the party or something. This is one of my favorite cardstocks, so I'm not going to do anything to the center except add that little dragonfly. So there's plenty of room to add little love notes, money, pictures to the sides there. I mean, you can get pretty detailed if you want, but I think this paper speaks for itself. And there's just a beauty about what Anna Griffin's paper does for a project. So here you go. Hope you like it. Keep on watching. There'll be more. And at the very end, I've included my practice box, which really did help. So I encourage you to, get an explosion board, give it a try, and then try it again. And like everything, a little practice makes it all better. Bye now. Catch you next time.